All right, James. Oh, there's no. I had this little mini demo whip and everything ready.
I know.
Don't worry, Logan. They didn't forget. Because, for the sake of the demo, we do have access for both Door to Phantasy and Lunetia's Veil. And as soon as I select this one, it does come complete with the usual intro sequence.
This looks like an HD still from the FMV.
Kind of, yeah.
I think that's exactly what they were aiming for, and it looks gorgeous.
I'm really happy that they use that as the direction. Oh, hang on. Come on.
Checking system.
And have the proper Wahoo in there.
He did the thing!
And I have this little teeny whip. Hey. Just making like a high pitch, like, anyway. Oh my goodness gracious, James. They remembered this series.
They totally remembered this series, and I am very happy. Not only that, we finally have a means of playing not only the first game, but the sequel in full HD.
I guess, and I was going to hold off on mentioning it until we actually got to that part, but yeah, in essence, I'm actually more pew 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 pew. I'm actually.
I guess I could ask real quick, lads. Do you have a particular preference of which I should pick?
I have no preference.
Normal load.
Yeah, normal. Come on,
Yeah,
get
why
yourself
not?
ready. But
Play like a pro, because I am a pro.
You're good at action games.
Play
I
it
think.
the way it's meant to be.
And the story cutscenes are skipped for the demo.
Oh.
No, they're not. Well, only for the sequel, unfortunately. Klonoa 1 still has its story sequences.
Okay.
I guess they don't want to spoil whatever goes on later in this game. But hey, it's Klonoa 1. We all know how it ends. It's just a dream.
But I was to say, especially considering Hupo, I think you're right. They wouldn't want to spoil what happens to Hupo, because otherwise you'd be like, where is he in the second game?
Where's Poochie?
I mean, to be fair, it's not like the sequel acknowledges Hupo's still a thing. Like that's its own weird story.
In the Discord GIF thingy for searching for Klonoa, it's adorable that little recreation of that FMV.
Hi, Morpho Knight. Off to find some new victim, are you?
It's still so funny to me. Like for the sake of the Phantasy Reverie series, Klonoa 1 is more or less modeled after the remake. However, for Klonoa's sake, they completely changed his model to look exactly like the original, which is very admirable. I'll give them that, and it does look nice. Though there are like maybe one or two slight snafus that could be worked out, mostly in the mouth. But I do appreciate they brought back the teeth.
I mean, if I remember correctly, this is based off a earlier build of Klonoa 1 HD?
Is it?
I think so.
In the remake, he did resemble the cat. They remember that he is a cat, and hello, Hupo.
Hey, Yupo, they remembered you have hands!
Yay! But right away,
I'm gonna hate this guy, am I?
Right away, a lot of things I'm much more preferring in this than the remake.
Yeah.
But where was we going?
Yeah, let it be known right here and right now. From what I have seen and what I have played, this is not just a straight port up. Like they definitely touched it up like a lot. And granted, yes, I am playing the Switch version, so it's not going to be quite as like stable as it'll be on other consoles. But even then, it's not really that bad in the long run because the game still looks gorgeous.
And trying to think if there's anything else we were going to mention. We mentioned that. We mentioned the good action games. They mentioned the. Oh, that's right. I was going to say. Random thought was that in the Discord GIF thingy when you search up Klonoa, one of them is my favorite bit that one of my favorite lines that Icky had said just because of the delivery was when you first meet Pop, he's like yo. They kept that in the Discord GIF thingy. Anywho's.
So
oh boy, Lafice.
As the story must be told, Lafice on her airship tries to make a grand escape from the Moon Kingdom, but unfortunately crash landed straight on Bell Tower.
At this point in time, isn't the Moon Kingdom more or less just a myth?
I mean, yeah, no, that's exactly how the whole thing starts. Like part of the game's story is mostly in the mystery of the Moon Kingdom.
Buddy-doo?
One thing I will also say is that, as you're no doubt hearing at the given moment, they took the cutscene dialogue straight from the PS1 original, and it sounds just as crunchy here as it did then.
It sounds a little less crunchy to me, at least.
Just a little, though. It's one of those cases where, I mean, we can all live with it, I hope. Oh yeah, so one thing right off the bat. This is primarily a thing that started with Klonoa 2, but for the Phantasy Reverie series, they also included it into Klonoa 1. There's a co-op feature that's basically just an extended jump for Klonoa.
Hey, you have a friend around? Let them be your springboard.
I mean, you know what? Hold that thought. I just realized something.
Nani?
I actually have the means to show this off.
Oh, you have
shit.
a second. Oh, you have a second controller on standby. Fair enough.
You madman.
Well, meanwhile, as the most I can see is that, yep, once again, they will still be cataloging how many people you save in a level. What I forget. What are those little 6 poker chips underneath our health over there?
Those are the little fellas that you save throughout the stage.
Oh, that's still that's odd that like they have it. They
It's
have
kind of
it captured on
redundant
two
when you have
different
the
things.
portrait on the other side.
That's what I
of
was
the
saying.
thing.
Yeah, like they have the two. I guess one is. Oh, I see. One is for your HUD. One is for your pause menu. And what are we doing?
I guess.
Oh no!
There we go. So there, now I have access to the support jump.
Yay!
Nagapo.
Crack open a knock.
Nagapoko.
Is that a typo?
I think it's either a typo or a retranslation, because, like, I always remember, like, it's at least with Dream Shape Tournament on the GBA, they always, like, spelt it as Nagapoko.
Right, with an extra A in there, but
How strange.
meanwhile, Klonoa works just as much as you'd imagine him to. You use your wind bullet to create little platforms, save fellow cabins or other people. Hello, Lafise. Bye, Lafise.
Bye,
And-
jeez.
And it's just
Let's see what happens when I push this button.
whoa!
Wow, that was like a triple jump.
That was a hefty support jump, but
Yep.
and-
So with I guess Hupo suddenly gains the weird power to form a whirlwind right around Klonoa and allow him to just throw him straight into the air.
Yep, and
So
beyond.
these little stage gimmicks have names now?
I guess so.
Nice.
Or maybe they always did. It's more so a case where like you would have to look up the manual to properly get the context.
Right. But yeah, beyond that, whoa, nice. Beyond
off
that,
he goes.
Beyond that, yeah, Klonoa still was a very fun little. Would you call it 2.5D platformer?
Yes.
Pretty much. It was like one of the big originators of the whole genre.
This along with Tomba.
Yeah, though I think
yeah.
Klonoa definitely does it to a much bigger degree.
Hilariously, both were on the same exact console.
Meanwhile,
Right around the same time too.
we just wandered into the ruins of a tower in construction.
And here he comes, the big man on campus.
Halt! Who goes there?
And yeah,
Up here!
we'll be trying to bring back some fun voice acting. You know what to do, hype later, maybe. I don't know.
How dare you go through my tower without paying your proper respects? Hold it right there!
And yeah, if you listen, they do keep they are opting a la Medieval to use the original samples. Oh, hey, old man.
Hey, kid.
Hey, old man.
You shouldn't be sneaking around in here.
Sorry.
Apology accepted. I'm Baloo, the Mason.
Where's your workers?
So, have you had a look at my beautiful Lafice outside? It's my
Typical.
masterpiece.
Typical workers' union. Lafice.
Don't know her, eh? She's the legendary diva who sings the song of Sorry.
A reboith. Never heard of her.
Yeah, kids these days.
You kids today don't got no culture!
Yeah.
Oh, that was so fucking dumb.
It was yeah. You see this tower here?
Yeah.
I'm building it so that I can reach the Moon Kingdom. You see, that's where Lafice lives.
Wow.
And I guess real quick.
With a love like mine, nothing is impossible.
Fair enough.
Reaches into his inner Richard Nixon.
Love.
Yeah, it should go without saying, they mostly taken from the original script of the Klonoa, though they definitely have made a few changes here and there to, I guess, better fit the actual Japanese translation.
But this is very important, which I'll also then get hype involved in. This is one thing that we like about this hype is that this now puts a lot more actual involvement on Klonoa's part. Whoa! It actually puts a lot more involvement on Klonoa's part and not just Hupo asking all the questions and imp thing.
Which was always my biggest problem with the remake script. They completely turned Klonoa into your traditional semi-mute.
Mute protagonist.
Yeah.
How about you, Hype? Did you have any preference between what we saw of the remake and our journey through the original?
Well, first off, and I did try to ask this twice, but didn't get the room to. Is there a way to disable the more intrusive tutorial bits that are popping up?
Thankfully there is. Straight from the options menu, you can turn that off.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, tutorial off.
Okay, good, because, like, not for nothing, that was starting to get annoying.
No worries.
Sorry.
What's a pixel filter?
Yeah, what is the pixel filter?
I don't know. I never really tempered with this when I was doing the demo the first time, so why don't we give that a quick press and see the results of our... Yo.
Whoa.
Whoa, what the fuck?
You know, this isn't as bad as most other pixel filters I've seen.
It's their attempt to try and make it look spritey a little bit, which
Or retro.
it's a.
It just looks like a 3DS remake now.
I know.
It's not bad. Like, honestly, I would love to have something like this on the 3DS.
Yeah,
when that was a
dude,
thing.
seriously.
Back
no.
when the 3DS was relevant.
I mean, hell, like the oversaturated colors. This is totally perfect for the 3DS.
But yeah, no. Otherwise, yeah, no, it makes. I mean, it does make sense. The original Klonoa did use mostly pre-rendered sprites, stuff like that. All right, turn it back.
That's just weird.
I am curious if there'll be. I'm curious if there'll be other kinds of filters we can see in the full release.
I wouldn't be surprised because it looks from the sounds of it, they're adding a decent amount of stuff into the Phantasy Reverie series. Most especially character costumes for both the first game and the second.
Really?
Yeah, so you can mix and match, play through the second game meta.
I think with the digital deluxe version that's coming alongside the regular release,
Is it a physical release?
I don't know. That is one thing I will say. I'm kind of bummed out with the Phantasy Reverie series. It'll get a physical release everywhere except the States.
What the fuck?
Oh, looky, the song.
That's rancid. I hate when that happens.
I know, you're going to have to import it.
On the bright side, let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, I had to go into my Japanese account in order to actually download this demo, because that's the only place you can find it at the given moment.
Correct. But again, thank goodness the Switch is a freaking localization free, whatever I'm trying to say. It's a region unlocked.
Basically, there is an English version of the game already patched in, so basically we can go through this as if there were no issue.
So you could technically get a physical copy, which I'm not going to speak for James, but I know that he loves this cabinet. He may just get, I don't know, who knows?
I'll think about it, depending on how much I'm willing to shell out at the given time.
Well, yeah, no,
I got other stuff on my to-do list in order to. Well, I mean, between this and, like, the Sonic Origins collection, which I already got, and,
there's also DLC, the Cuphead DLC.
Let's just say that summer's packed.
Yep. Trying to think what else.
And yet still no Nintendo Direct.
No.
As of this recording, don't
Not
jinx
yet.
it now.
I will jinx it.
And there was the Fire Emblem, there was the...
Fire Emblem.
No, sorry, there was the Xenoblade Direct we got as well recently.
Which
but
I couldn't care less.
I know, anyway. We'll
If
say...
Matt was here, he would have absolutely punched us.
Potentially.
Hey, that's fine. You do you.
While we're here, I know the controls aren't like... I know the controls aren't necessarily like super complex, but I'm curious... how do they feel?
They feel about as good as they did back in the Wii Make. And Klonoa 2 by extension. Also, for those wondering, no, they did not bring back the stupid wind move. And probably for the better, because that gimmick kind of was useless.
I gotta ask, what the hell was the point of it to begin with?
From what I remember, the whole idea is that it would slow down enemies around you.
That's it?
That's all there was to it.
It's not all that required.
Like, this game's already breezy enough as it is, but I'm kidding. So, honestly, I don't really mind. Like, it's one of those things that in the great scheme of things, didn't really add much of anything.
The stage is fine. It's just I don't know why I have such I don't know why I have such bad memories of it just from our last commentary. I feel like it's only the Sun Temple that I'm not looking forward to.
Well, the Sun Temple was always kind of a piece of shit, but whether it be the original or the remake.
Just because of how much you have to go
that's a stretch. Like, I wouldn't say it's an outright piece of shit. It's more so that it's
complex,
long.
That's right. Because it was sort of open ended. You had to go and find the four pieces everywhere, and it was a long.
And then there was the second level, which was pretty much running under a day and night cycle, which was kind of annoying in its own right.
But still a cool way to present the level.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely was, for sure. It's just that, when the sun was shrouded, then these cute little moves would suddenly turn indestructible.
Which is unfortunate. The moves
and they get weird looking faces too.
Yes, they do.
The moves were fine though, and actually, this will again when we do this live. This will be interesting because Icky was not with us the first time we did Klonoa 1. But
that's a very good point. Because ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I know it hasn't been that long since we did Klonoa 2, Lunatia's Veil for the channel.
We had no idea this was gonna happen.
We had no clue.
Yeah, which is why these guys, I mean, strong-armed me, for lack of a better word, to consider doing this as a live playthrough. And I mean, honestly, I have no objection to doing that. I love these games that much, and I think they deserve that much exposure.
Hey, don't let me in with these nerds. I didn't talk you into doing anything.
That's fair. That was.
But you wouldn't have objected.
No, I wouldn't. Therefore, I am a co-nerd.
Which is. We will get a. I will talk more about the sequel when we actually start showing it off. But I guess I'll quickly say my first opinion is that even more so than Klonoa 1, I'm actually more like astonished about Klonoa 2, just because this will be the first time that it's been like actually readily playable by people in a like I think ever like
In 22 years since the original release.
right, because Klonoa 1 of course had the remake, and then the original Klonoa 1 also had a sort of a re-release on select versions of the PSN,
Which I want to say even now you could probably is that available on that whole PlayStation Game Pass thing that they have now?
Oh, I'll look that up, but for now just know that Klonoa 2 has never had any re-release or no worries. Klonoa 2 has never had any sort of re-release prior to now, which is
it never had a re-release, and emulation on it used to be so goddamn finicky, which is why it took us so long to even play it in the first place.
And even then, it wasn't perfect. We missed out.
I
on
mean,
the
I
fire.
have the PS1. I have the PS1 version on my Vita.
Then I'd say,
Right, yeah.
I mean, at that point, you're pretty much set. Also, I didn't know you had a Vita, Iki.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
I am one of the select few that still has a Vita.
If only.
I wonder if it still works though, considering like this whole business with like digital versions of the game like somehow not working after a while. I don't know. Oh, also, can we listen to this a little bit?
So yeah, we come to the top where we find the bad guys at work. Thank God they got rid of those fucking appendages that Joka had in the remake.
Those were weird.
Yeah, just let him have his wacky Rayman arms.
Also, I'm sorry, did I say Joka? I meant to say Joker.
Did they rename him Joker here?
Not for Fancy Reverie, thankfully.
It's just Joka?
Yeah.
Just Joka. Again, they save for the aesthetics save for the aesthetics. A lot of stuff was for the re-releases taken straight from the original game.
Which makes me wonder why they changed it in the first place.
I think more so, to be fair, I feel it's mostly to honor Klonoa's roots, because this is being released on Klonoa's 25th anniversary.
Curse you,
so.
Joko and Gaudius.
That, and I think they were well aware of the sort of mixed reception that the remake had way back when.
Yes.
I remember they hyped it up a bunch too.
Yeah.
The pendant.
Oh, wait a minute. It
What's
ain't
up?
there.
But where could she have dropped it? Also, yes, I noticed that James missed a little villager, but that's fine. That'll be just.
Oh,
more...
I did?
Yeah, there was one. Yeah, we're one villager short.
Ah, nuts. Well,
Oh well, it's just a demo.
you missed one.
Good job, but you missed this. But I get it.
What a nerd! He missed the last villager required to complete the demo version of the
All the
level.
more reason to watch us play it live later. Yes.
Yeah, and if it means anything, the game makes it clear that the demo will not,
Carry over.
it won't carry over to the full game.
Oh.
This is all just for the sake of, demonstration and nothing but.
I was hoping you would beam up into the sky.
I was hoping for that too, but I guess they decided
Yeah,
to play it safe.
And yeah,
Yeah.
we made it to the top, and now Joka has found us. This is, I guess, I will straight up say my first major complaint about this, just to get out
Actually, I
of the way
just
now.
realized something. I think this
See how
camera
they
shot
run.
looks like it's exactly from the original game. Like,
Good.
I'll give them that much.
Yeah,
What?
this is my one complaint about this Icky is that unlike the medieval remake, which had I guess the original source audio files, and thus nothing feels compressed. It's all there as it should be. Here, I guess they couldn't find the original recordings, and so for these cutscenes, the voice samples are all going to be their original PlayStation 1 levels of a bitrate.
Except for gameplay, in which case all Klonoa's grunts are straight from the remake, which is definitely one of those cases where 10/20 years really does become apparent, especially with Klonoa's lead actress.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Because I did forget about that in a Klonoa remake they gave you the option to switch back to the dreamy, whatever they called it,
The Phantom Isle speak.
the Phantom Isle.
Phantomillion.
Right, wait for it.
Also, Rongo Lango, look out for your backside.
Yeah, they still kept that whole obvious weak spot.
Oh, by the way, throw that move with the bell.
Oh. Oh, it gives you health.
Okay, now what? Thanks. Well, not that it means much because
Kaboom.
boom, the boss is dead.
Oh wait, no, there's 6 people. Oh, maybe maybe you were walking through the door before the portrait actually finished opening up. You got them all. You got them all.
Oh, so lucky. Oh, fancy that.
So Gaudius was a liar.
We are indeed good treasure hunter.
Now get out of here.
Speaking of being a good treasure hunter,
Now if you go.
And it's still there in the cutscene.
Oh, no, oh yeah, look at that. Oh.
You got a pure heart, Klonoa.
aww.
I don't need it for this game. Oh my god, the texture on that bracelet, like, the pendant chain is really janky.
Now, everybody, let's go downstairs to go talk to Grandpa where nothing bad is gonna happen.
At least for now.
I'm still a little. I know it would have been a massively deep reference, but I am a little bummed this demo, like the Klonoa 1 portion of the demo, doesn't end straight like at that sequence where like they out like. Hi, do you remember the exact quote that it said in the PS1 original?
I never thought that finding this pendant would lead me to an even greater adventure.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, and it would just cut. It would have cut off right there.
That would have been a very big, deep cut, but you know, that would have been a pretty decent place to stop.
I mean, to be honest, this game already kind of feels a little bit budgeted.
I'll-
Like, I mean, look at the trees in the background.
I mean, yeah, no, let's get one thing straight, like right here and right now. Like again, they based this off of the remake, so naturally, most of its assets are going to be reused, if not slightly prettied up. But this is by no means a built from the ground up sort of remaster.
Oh, no,
in the
the-
same vein as a Medieval or the Crash Insane trilogy.
But even then, I'd argue that the remake kind of looks a little bit better compared to this. Just a little.
I'll debate on that, but I will say that, yeah, ultimately, they're not breaking the bank for this. They're more so testing the waters to see if, how well this will sell, which, hopefully, who knows, maybe if it sells well, maybe we'll actually get another Klonoa game. It'd be cool.
I mean, they
but
kind of
we'll see.
already did the same thing with, Katamari Reverie, but that was released on, like, multiple consoles. So was this, yeah.
If it does mean anything, I want to say most if not more of the effort was placed into the other game of the two,
Yep. So,
Yeah.
as we're about to demonstrate.
let's do it. Look at that.
It's HD and pretty.
That's a good render.
Super pretty.
Yep. We're going back finally. Well, again, finally for reselling.
It's about damn time.
Hype, I'm curious, do you have any interest in this franchise outside of what we're doing here?
Well, I mean, I liked the first game just fine. I don't really have a whole lot of experience with 2, but I know these goobers love it, and it was fun going through it with them.
It's a great sequel.
Yay! And actually, and yeah,
Yahoo!
even that pathway he was on looked a lot more vibrant and populated.
I think what you're about to see is probably the primary reason why they put more of a focus on Klonoa 1, because Klonoa 2, I think, at least from this one level alone, looks like it got a little bit more of the TLC.
Oh, let's see.
Tender love and care.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, unfortunately for the sake of the demo, we can only play in Lakoosha. There's no story sequences to be found here, so, again, buy the game to see them for yourself.
I mean, in all honesty, it's probably the best level that, to possibly be put for a demo.
And again, I understand that this would get a lot of TLC.
Oh, that's right, I gotta set it up on the pause menu.
Oh yeah, the support. And again, makes sense that this would get the most TLC because hey, Popka.
Hi, Popka.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is the other thing that James told me. I had no idea that Popka actually did stuff besides just being your wacky lovable companion.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird when you really think about it.
They do this in the original Klonoa 2 as well.
Also, I love that he's literally floating alongside me throughout the whole thing.
Not throughout the whole thing, but if you have a second player, you can activate the button, and he'll do the super jump for you.
Super jump.
Right, but in the meantime, he's literally just floating right behind me as if he were my tails.
I mean, technically, he can fly. He has wing-like arms.
I really did not know this whole time in Klonoa 2. I thought he was just freaking your loudmouth lovable friend.
I mean, he doesn't really feel like it most of the time, but he can.
Okay.
Like, he actually does have a purpose. Because otherwise, if it weren't for this whole sequence and, being... all he'd really have to him is literally just being the loudmouth voice of reason.
And I figured, the dog counterpart to attack. But thank you, Popka.
The brutal honesty, buddy.
Palka, you okay?
Yeah, he just kind of sits there for a couple seconds before you can do it again.
But yeah, no, I feel like this had to get the most TLC because, 2 was never given the privilege of a remake, again, based upon how
so
the first one
they
went.
have absolutely nothing to base themselves off of besides the PlayStation 2 original. And when you really put that into perspective, it's like, holy shit. Like, this game looks so much better.
The sound
It's
design
very,
is
very
okay.
vibrant.
Save for maybe one small detail that, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to kill me, but it's also like, I don't think they need to make it a thing. I think they put a little too much fur detail into Klonoa's ears now. It's a little more obvious if you see it up close, but like...
Oh, you know, I am seeing now there are still, like, it's kind of like when you look at a shirt that still has little fuzzies on the pole. Like, it basically, I'm noticing they're not a solid cell-shaded thing. They do have some fuzz to them.
Well, yeah, they're like, it's like a little fuzz texture that doesn't quite match up with how round his ears look.
Oh.
Again, it'd be a little more obvious as I could actually show it to you guys.
I'm sure
But
if
otherwise
there's oh, go ahead.
But otherwise, it's like, I guess going back to the whole support jump feature, it's like, it is kind of amusing that they do bring this back as a feature. I think it's still stupid that it's a co-op centric feature because it's just a button.
It's the only thing that co-op actually allows.
It's the thing that lets you give your younger brother or your sister something to do while they're playing the game. Like, oh, press the button now.
All right, Jimmy, you get to be my honorary spring button.
Oh, hey!
I love the idea of James and Jimmy, like a new sitcom.
Jim and James.
Jim and James. Anywho.
James.
Oh boy, those fishes.
Oh, you can actually make out their eyes this time.
Yep.
I mean, I remember seeing their eyes in the original, but it's like...
It'll
You
be a
only
fun
see it in
one.
that one cutscene when the Arcus gate
So since we're here, you like notice the little fur textures on Klonoa's ears.
Ooh, that is some genuine fuzz.
Oh, now oh, I thought it was just like the little particle, but no, yeah, there's like a little like actual second layer on top.
Yeah. I mean, I will definitely say, now that I see it with the lighting, it actually doesn't look as bad, because I was always thinking, like, maybe it kind of just looked like an unnecessary flat texture.
I mean, in all honesty, this remake doesn't really seem to have much cell shading in it at all.
Which I'm fine with.
Really? I mean, honestly, I guess it really goes to show, I mean, you know what, I don't really know where I'm going with that. Please go get yourself eaten.
Go, Tutorial Moo!
Curses. I'm sorry,
Sadly, the
Mr.
funny thing is, if you had the whole tutorial thing on, it would actually just have that blur pop up being all like, throw a moo into its maw.
Oh, but then there's
Oh.
no jump scare to like freak you
Oh,
the hell
actually, I
out.
just remembered another thing I completely forgot about.
Ooh, the one
Don't
that-
worry, folks. They completely forgot to. They totally didn't. They didn't forget to let Klonoa do this.
Yay!
Yay, you can
the
taunt.
talking button!
Yeah, exactly. The taunt button.
The super duper button.
Super duper hoopa.
I guess there is one other thing that I'll also involve hype in, because I'm sorry, hype, you haven't been saying much this whole time.
It's all
been
fine.
Right. I'm curious, do you think they're gonna keep all of like the original script, like even some of the like little more, like some of the more sillier things, like Laphis' response to Baloo when he finally proclaims his love for her, or like the whole like war-torn, like, oh, we just nuked an entire city thing in Klonoa 2.
Where, you know,
Or almost tried to nuke a city.
Leorina casually dropping the D word.
I will absolutely. Yeah, that well.
How about
We'll
that
see how
one?
that turns out, but it's also like, I'm just suddenly thinking to myself, it's like, I will be damned if they completely forget to let Laphis say, I love you, like a big brother.
And that will be that face that Baloo makes is going to be my official like determination on if this game gave him the proper sprite work of that.
I do hope that, I know it's more or less it's still mostly gonna be, based on the Wii, like how the remake did it. I do hope they at least keep that elongated.
Oh yeah, his howl. I assume they'd have to.
Ends.
I assume they'd have to if they're using the original audio files. I'd assume so.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well.
So why did I go to that trouble for? I have a perfectly fine support jump here.
There you go. Ultimately, trying to think if there's anything else we're going with this. I guess we already heard. How to put this? I know we already heard James's initial response to this announcement at the very start of this video. But how did you feel about this announcement, Icky?
I screamed.
Oh, I think I recall that now, actually. Because I remember you were in all caps or something like that.
His ears are still ringing from that, by the way.
Why my ears?
No, yeah, your ears, his ears.
Oh, his ears.
I don't think I screamed.
Wait a minute, we
but I
skipped
know-
the entire chunk of level.
I think
We did?
so. I think for the
Yeah,
demo,
with
yeah.
the statue of the goddess Claire.
Oh yeah, they said earlier on that they were cutting out all the story sequences for this sake of the demo.
So they must have completely skipped you
Fair.
past that portion. Oh, they want to keep it a surprise, but I know I didn't necessarily scream, but because I will say that spoilers. Why am I talking about spoilers? It's here in front of your face. That there was a leak, or that it was one of those typical like, oh, they registered a trademark for this. So
what was it called? Like
something.
there was always a trademark for what was called the Klonoa Encore, which is pretty much the same
Encore thing.
Right, 1 and 2, Wahoo or whatever, basically that kind of thing. And it's like it pretty much matches up with another like an age-old disclaimer for what was Katamari Encore, which ended up becoming Reworld.
So it was something where we knew that they out of nowhere had their sights on Klonoa again, which I'm all for.
I'm guessing the sudden egg surprised you.
Just that we forgot that. Yeah, there it is, and there you go. All the goodies found, all the little pop. What were they called? The something dolls.
The Mommet dolls.
Mommet dolls. And there we go. We get to go to the church where nothing bad happens. So.
Welcome to the church where nothing bad happens.
So yeah, all in all, much shorter preview, but I'm excited to see where this goes.
Agreed. So yeah, with that all said and done, that pretty much is it for our look at of the Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series demo. For now, it is only available in the Japanese eShop, so if you have a Japanese account, you can access it that way.
Yeah.
Though, part of me wouldn't be surprised if they include it in the English eShop. It's like not too far from now. If ever.
I believe it comes out later. It comes out in July, so maybe towards the start of July they'll release it.
July 7th, I believe, is when the game will come
July
out
8th.
worldwide.
8th.
8th. Okay. Well,
okay.
if that's the case, then they better release it soon. Otherwise, they're gonna run out of time. But to get people involved, I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
Yeah. So yeah, on that note, we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Whenever that is.
Bye.